CNBC TV 18. This is TV 18. And you're watching CNBC TV 18.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to NSE FinWiz powered by CNBC TV 18 Season 2. As we get set to flag off the second season of this initiative, I'm in conversation with two very special experts. Joining me in studio is Hemant Rustagi, the CEO of Wise Invest Advisors, and joining us via OB Link is Ravi Varanasi, the Chief of Business Development at the National Stock Exchange of India. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Ravi, my first question to you is, you've been following the first season of FinWiz. How's it been? What's your take on it?
It was really a great experience for us, interacting with the corporate, young corporate executives who have just joined and then have started their careers, and imparting basics of financial planning to them has been a great experience for us. And we believe we made a difference in their lives, and we expect them to really take this one forward and implement some of the advice which has been given to them.
Hemant, similar question to you. You've been a part of FinWiz. You've come on ground with us and seen the proceedings, met the people on ground. What are your thoughts as we start Season 2?
I think I would say it's a great initiative, and I think it was great to really meet so many young executives. This is the right stage for them. It's, we as an expert also, we get to talk to youngsters. We really know what they think, what are they planning, how do they look at investment. I think for them, this is the perfect stage to understand how investment needs to be done, because even if they make some mistakes today, they're not investing some serious money, but then they will understand the basic principles of investment, so that when in future, whenever they have the big serious money to invest, they would be absolutely ready, know exactly what is to be done.
That's true. Ravi, we've seen a kind of a bull run, people have called it, in the past few weeks, with the Nifty has also been touching all-time high. Your advice to investors who maybe so far haven't started investing but now want to get into the market, what's your advice to them?
Normal retail investors who may not have that kind of an expertise, it is always better to go through an ETF route, and that too a systematic investment plan is the best way to get in, and there's no right time or wrong time for that kind of an investment. It is all times are right times, because we are expecting them to invest consistently every month some money into the into ETFs. And over a long period of time, we have always seen that across, not just in India, across other countries also, we have seen that equity investments give at least 700 to 800 basis points over the fixed income returns.
Hemant, one also thing is that, again, talking about the bull run, is very often people get very excited when there's a bull run. I'm talking about retail investors and people maybe who've not had much of a background investing in equities. They want to come in and invest now, and when the market's down, they don't want to invest. But that's actually contrarian. It should not be done that way. What are some other maybe simple mistakes that beginner investors make that they should, sidestep?
The problem that most of the investors face, or I would say that the mistakes that they make, is that they start investing without having any goals, without even realizing which asset class they should be investing in. So really typically what happens, as you said, when the markets are not doing well, they don't want to look at it, and that's the time when the debt is doing very well, so they want to go and invest in debt. When the equity markets are doing very well, then they want to start investing in equities. So they basically chase performance, which is, I think, the biggest mistake that investors make. What they need to do is, they need to look at their own needs. They need to look at what asset allocation they should have, and that should depend on your time horizon and what objectives that you have. Second is, most of the investors actually look at traditional options. Now, this investment in stock market or market-linked product like mutual funds is only seasonal for them. Their bread and butter, so to say, of the portfolio is still traditional option like fixed deposit bonds. They don't realize one thing, that yes, you get guaranteed return over there, but if you look at over the longer period, you will fail to beat inflation, I think, which is the biggest threat for any investor's long-term portfolio.
That's true, that's true. Ravi, now NSE has always been doing a lot of initiatives that help, in investor education. So along with FinWiz, you've also doing Financial Quest, which is in fact in its fourth season now, which is for high school students. Tell us a little bit about that initiative as well.
Normally what we do is whenever we impart financial education, we do close it with a test. And our experience has been that there has been a very, very, enthusiastic crowd, and they have really learnt some of these specifics which we have taught them. And another area where we have really found great enthusiasm and response is the Financial Quest, which we conducted. Is a quiz program which we conduct for students of class 8 to 10 from various cities. In the last 4 years, we have done over 200 cities. We have 200 schools we have touched upon, and the format is we do local quizzes, and then we take it to the regional city level, then regional level, and the national level. And the kind of knowledge which these kids have displayed when they completed completed this program, this phenomenal kind of insights they have gained on finance side. So we believe the interventions which we have been doing, both in terms of academic as well as practical skill and the fun, including Financial Quest, have really delivered the kind of results which we expected it to deliver.
Hemant, we've had a very exciting last few months talking about politics. We've got a new government in place. What do you think is the outlook for the Indian economy, and also how is that going to affect retail investors?
Well, I think I totally agree with you. I think with the new government, there is a lot of positivity today. People are looking at India differently. So there was a talk used to be, the biggest problem that we have in this country was policy paralysis. That seems to be a thing of past. Of course, it's not that the government has done a lot of great things, it's just been around 3 to 4 months. But definitely, yeah, things look good. If the economy start, improving from here, obviously it augurs well for the investors. But my, advice to investors always is, don't look at economy, don't look at market moods and then start investing, because invariably you will end up making the same mistake. Like I said earlier, every investor should look at his or her own goals. What are my goals? Whether I have short-term goals, long-term goals. When you define your goals, you are very sure about your time horizon. I think the key to remember for investor is, look at your own needs, look at where you should be investing, and then follow this process. Follow a disciplined approach. Don't make investment one-off activity. That is something that needs to be avoided.
That's true. Well, on that note, it's time for a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Zebronic speakers. To transform and add value to the health system, we need new ideas and innovations. ICICI Lombard and CNBC TV18 present the India Healthcare Summit 2014 as a prequel to the Healthcare Awards, an exclusive forum that will bring together key stakeholders who are championing the cause of inclusive healthcare. This September in Mumbai.
Presented by ICICI Lombard Health Insurance. Journal partner, The Indian Practitioner. Exclusive media partner, Medgate. Magazine partner, Drug Today Medical Times. And Healthcare Executive. On-ground partner, Inox.
Plots, offices, flats सब है 99acres.com पे, जहाँ पर बाबर रोड, हुमायूं रोड, अकबर रोड.
प्रॉपर्टी जो बिकती है पहले यहाँ दिखती है. Buy, sell, rent at 99acres.com.
Gandhinagar is the capital of Gujarat, but its heart is here in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, huh? Khakra, Fafra, Fafra. Log aa gaye. Shopping, 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 and more shopping. This is the pole for birds, and this is a pole for people. These old community homes are saying, you stay in tall high rises, but you don't even know the names of your neighbors. Oh, a secret door. The Jama Masjid in Delhi is not the only one. This is Ahmedabad's Jama Masjid. Incredible. I just walk across from the mandir to the masjid. Divinity harbors no distances. Breathe in the past and the future. Breathe in the spirit of Ahmedabad. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
आज अपना सेविंग्स अकाउंट खुलवा लेना।
आज बैंक जाने का टाइम नहीं है।
ठीक है तो बैंक घर आ जाए।
अच्छा।
नमस्ते, मैं नेहा यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से आपका सेविंग्स अकाउंट खुलवाने आई हूँ। आपका एड्रेस प्रूफ, बस समझे आपका अकाउंट खुल गया।
अच्छा।
यूनियन बैंक की टैबुलस बैंकिंग सेवा अपनाने के लिए हमें इस नंबर पर मिस्ड कॉल करें। यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, अच्छे लोग, अच्छा बैंक।
The finalists make their pitch. Indian Ocean brings the house down with an electric performance. And we reveal the winners of Godrej Loud 2014. All this and more on part 2 of the Godrej Loud finale. At these times only on CNBC TV 18. Presented by Godrej, ideas that make life brighter.
Welcome back. You're watching NSE FinWiz powered by CNBC TV 18 Season 2 and I'm in conversation with Hemant Rustagi and Ravi Varanasi. Ravi, I want to talk to you about the financial awareness of retail investors. You know, what's the trend that you've been seeing over the last few years? Have they started becoming more aware? What is your sense that you're getting from people?
As an exchange, we have always believed in awareness and education as the basis for success of exchange products as well as other financial products. So we have always placed a great amount of emphasis on awareness and education, doing regularly on a regular basis across the country, multiple programs we keep conducting. But what we have realized is that it is critical to really bring in education, the financial awareness very early in the stage for people to really assimilate into their system and then use it when they grow up. That's when we actually thought we should actually get into a situation where we are able to imbibe this particular financial awareness in the schools. So there is a significant amount of work which needs to be done, but at NSE we believe we have started our effort earlier, but we have reinvigorating our efforts and we are refocusing our energies to ensure that we are able to deliver correct standardized financial awareness and education to across the section of students right from class 8 to postgraduate level.
Same question to you, Hemant, because you are dealing with people who come to you to help them, you know, invest correctly and manage their portfolio. How are you seeing the trends change? Are people more educated now? Do they come to you with prior knowledge saying that, you know, Hemant, XYZ, this is what I think is good and your advice? How does it work now?
Well, I think clearly what I'm seeing, there are two sets of investors in the marketplace today. There is one set of people who have realized that they need to take investing very seriously. Like I said, it's not something which is one-off activity that, okay, you can't go by your whims and fancies, that you need to follow a proper process of financial planning. On the other hand, there's another set of people who are still not looking at investment the way they should be looking at. So I think that a lot needs to be done still for the second set of investors who are still in the world of all what used to happen earlier. But I think it's a great thing to see that people have realized that they need to, like I said, take investment very, very seriously.
Okay. Ravi, there are a lot of people out there who are, you could say, maybe sitting on the fence. You know, they do want to invest, not just in equities, but they want to invest in a proper fashion, but they're still, you know, worried about whether this is the right time to get into the markets, is the right time to buy gold, real estate, etc., etc. What's your advice to them out there?
No, it's always better to know what you are investing in. Finance is a field which you should not really invest on the basis of tips or advices which are coming from friends or whosoever is there. So it's important to know what you are getting in. It is essential that people know what they are doing, and if they don't have the time or expertise, they should take professional expertise in this area, or opt for products which are basically simple and straightforward, like ETFs, which I mentioned earlier, where all you have to do is to enter into a systematic investment plan, keep investing every month for a long period. It's almost like your recurring deposit. A lot of people do recurring deposits every month as a normal course of their savings. Instead of putting in a bank where you would get X% of interest, if you put part of it, not everybody, it's nobody's case that entire savings should be shifted into equity markets. Part of the savings should be shifted into equity markets so that they get the portfolio diversification and also higher returns. Equity markets tend to give a higher return over a long period of time.
Hemant, talking about other options, so equities, of course, and mutual funds is a vehicle to invest in equities. There are other options also which people are always worried about, whether how much money should I put in gold, how much should I put in FDRs, real estate. What is your advice to them on asset allocation? How should they go about deciding what amount to what asset class?
If you define, like I said, your goals, okay, the goals will help you decide your asset allocation. The longer term money should go into equity because there inflation is a bigger risk. You need to beat inflation because inflation will eat into a real value of money. When you are investing for the short term, the bigger risk is risk of losing capital. That's where you start looking at debt. Gold, I personally feel, has a role to play in every investor's portfolio. Forget how gold has been performing now. But that's, like I said earlier, you can't be looking at how asset class is doing and then decide.
Right.
Let's look at someone who wants to accumulate gold over the next 10-15 years for a daughter's marriage, for example. Now, he has two options. One is to wait till 15 years and then buy gold. Second is to accumulate. So if you're trying to accumulate gold, this is the right time for you to invest. So there is no reason why you should stop investing. So clearly, when you follow the right process, define your goals, define your time horizon, I think you do most of the things right. And also, because you have your time horizon in place and in mind, it helps you in tackling the volatility. Otherwise, if you don't have a clear time horizon, every now and then you would like to get out of one asset class and move into another. So I think a little bit of discipline, following the right process can do wonders.
Okay. Ravi, I want to talk to you about technology. Now, technology is every day changing, but it's being more and more accepted by people today, especially the younger generation. So how is technology helping the younger generation invest better?
Considering that most youngsters are fully clued into the technology, my view is that over a period of time people are going to actually use internet and the mobile technology to really invest, and information is going to be available at whatever time they really require to take a decision. Information can be pushed by the market intermediaries to the investing public at the right time with the right kind of expertise put into that, so that investor can look at it, take a call and then invest. So our sense is technology is the focus, and in fact NSE itself has come on the basis of technology. When we actually came in, we have come in as a completely electronic stock exchange and replaced the entire physical kind of trading platform which was available at that point of time. So technology is a continuously evolving process, and our sense is the current technologies make life simpler, easier for youngsters to really touch the capital markets and benefit from the investments in that.
Well, it's time for a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Surround your senses with the world's first curved UHD TV from Samsung.
अब ये कल से टॉप करेगा ना? ये तो आप मानोगे कि इतनी जल्दी रिजल्ट्स नहीं मिलते, लेकिन अगर मैं यही बात आपसे इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स के लिए कहूँ तो आप मानोगे। अच्छे रिटर्न्स पाने के लिए टाइम दीजिए। लॉग ऑन टू janotomano.com from Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
What do you do after you make the world's most loved car? You surpass it. Here we are. Introducing the all-new Corolla Altis. Here we are. The all-new Corolla Altis. The new benchmark.
For showing India Inc. how to dream big. For taking risks when it mattered the most. For challenging the conventional and treading on uncharted waters. Celebrating the transformational leaders of our times at the Forbes India Leadership Awards 2014.
खेले है ये छुपन छुपाई बारी सतरंगी की आई भागे टोली पीछे पीछे सपने बैठे आंखें नीचे रंगों का मेला है रोशनी का खेला है रंगों का मेला है रोशनी का खेला है
The brightest color celebration with new triluminous LED. Bravia, Sony.
What did it feel like being fired one fine day?
Best thing that happened to me was getting fired because it really, fired the spirit of entrepreneurship again with me. I think that that spirit maybe had become slightly subdued. It got ignited completely once that event happened.
Yatra.com is India's second largest online travel agency and a leading player in the hotels and holiday packages business. HSBC and CNBC TV 18 present Making It Big Season 5 at these times only on CNBC TV 18.
Brought to you by HSBC Commercial Banking.
Welcome back. This is NSE FinWiz powered by CNBC TV 18 and I'm in conversation with Ravi Varanasi and Hemant Rustagi. Hemant, I want you to just touch upon insurance a little bit because insurance is a very important part, but it's very understated. It's very under the radar. Nobody gives it maybe the enough attention that it requires. How important is it for me to take a life insurance policy and a term policy as opposed to a ULIP?
Well, we did talk about the mistakes that investors make. I think one of the aspects of investment which is totally ignored is risk management. Now, when we talk about risk management, basically entails 2 or 3 things. One is that you need to ensure your life, health, and you also need to create an emergency reserve. The problem is that insurance is not looked at as a necessity at all by investors. The important thing is you have dreams for yourself and for your family. Now, you do everything possible to achieve them. But God forbid if something were to happen to the guy who's planning for his family. Now what will happen? There is no security blanket at all. What happens when you buy life insurance is that your dreams, if you're not there, your dreams are still going to be there. And the money that you get from insurance will take care of all that. But it's equally important to buy the right product. In India, most investors buy products which are investment cum insurance product, which is obviously not the right way. One, you end up paying very high premium. Second, the quantum of insurance, which is equally important. Yes, it is important to have life insurance, but it's also important to have in the right quantum. This traditional plan will not give you that quantum. So it's important for investors to separate insurance and investment. Buy term plan, and if you buy online, we just talked about technology, it becomes even more cheaper.
Ravi, how has NSE helped to bring some financial knowledge to the educational institutes so that to younger students, so that they can maybe get knowledgeable about investing and correct financial security at an early age?
We have multiple interventions right from secondary school level to postgraduate level and skill professional level. So we are actually trying to bring in standardization into the education. So what we initially did about 10 years back was for any intermediary to come into the market, they need to have a set of skills. So we needed to ensure that people who are entering the market have those skills. So for that we have set up a certification program, and over the last 10 years we have certified over 17 lakh individuals in various parts of capital markets for their specific skills.
Hemant, in terms of managing one's savings, how do you think this new workforce, this young generation that's just coming into work, started working, how are they managing there? Because they're earning decent amount of salaries, but now they have many more avenues to spend that money. What's your take? What do you think?
Well, I mean, they're at a stage where they started their career. This is the stage they want to enjoy their life. Well, I think there's no harm in if you want to enjoy life. You worked for it, you studied for so many years, then you start working. There's no harm that you want to enjoy life. But I think it's also important to start looking at future. Unfortunately, not many youngsters are looking at retirement planning as a goal. But I think what they need to realize is there is something called power of compounding, which work wonders for your investment. I mean, the thing is that every 10 years that you delay your investment process, you have to invest 3 times more to get the same one that you would get if you started 10 years ago. So the point is, the delay in your investment process is going to cost you a lot. It's important to, put aside some money. Well, I understand for a youngster it's very difficult to define goal at this stage. But I think it makes sense to start putting some money aside for investment. Like I said, you benefit from power of compounding, you learn your lessons. All of us are bound to make mistakes when we invest. This is the right time because you're not investing serious money. And like I said, if you learn from your mistakes today, you'll become a much better investor and you will realize all your dreams, whether they are short term, medium term or long term.
Okay. Well, Ravi, final question to you. As we get set to flag off season 2 of NSE FinWiz powered by CNBC TV 18, what can the viewers expect from this season 2?
Our sense is whatever we have learnt over the first season, we have made a few changes in the way we are imparting this particular set of interventions which we are doing, and we believe there's lot more practical experience which is being brought into the interventions which are planning for the second season, and that should give the corporates and the younger executives in those corporates a very, very sound footing for getting into the capital market area.
Hemant, last question to you also. Same thing, well, as we're getting ready to flag off season 2, what do you think? What's your sense of what the viewers can expect from our second season?
Well, I personally feel, like I said, I think this is the right stage for them to really learn, and the fact that they will get to know about the entire gamut of investment option and also options like how they should look at credit card, how they should look at insurance. I think it will make them give them complete knowledge in terms of how every aspect of their finances have to be looked at.
Great. Thank you so much, Hemant, for talking to us. Thank you, Ravi, for talking to us.
Thank you, Sumit. Thank you very much.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. And do stay tuned to the channel as we very soon will bring you season 2 of NSE FinWiz powered by CNBC TV 18. Thank you.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
As the 2 largest democracies in the world get ready